Hi guys, it's Keela and welcome back to my channel for some more Raug in Angel or Devil. Hope you guys are excited. Let's just dive right into this one. Can't wait to get back at it. Raug Chapter 4. Where am I? I stood alone in complete darkness. There was no sign of anyone, only an eerie silence. As I tried to figure out my surroundings, the sharp smell of rust hit me. I took a stumbling step forward and felt something strange. Not again. I stood frozen in my footsteps when a single beam of light shone down. When I looked, there stood Raug, smiling fearlessly. At his feet was a pile of fallen human bodies. Raug took the spear in his hand and made it to pierce the bodies with. I wonder if this is another one of our creepy dreams. Not again. I began having flashbacks of my other nightmare and the incident at the park. Stop, please. Raug looked at me as I screamed out. His eyes were cold and inhuman. The frightful eyes of a demon. Chills went running down my back. But then, Raug drew back his spear. It was just like it had happened at the park. Now that I think of it, he stopped at that time too. He looked at me and his lips began to move. It looked like he was trying to speak. What? I strained my ears, but I couldn't hear a thing. I could only see the movements of his lips. What are you saying? Just as I was thinking this, the light faded and I was surrounded by darkness once more. I opened my eyes to a blinding light and found myself back in my room. Of course, it was a dream, but what was he trying to say to me? I sat up and thought absent-mindedly. Suddenly, someone appeared before me. Good morning. I looked up towards the soft voice. When I did, there stood a man I didn't know, a gentle smile on his face. Who is that? Pharaoh. I was on guard looking him over. He had the same white wings coming from his back as Lattice. He must be an angel as well. Who are you? I spoke timidly and he bowed to me. My apologies. My name is Pharaoh. I believe you have already met my subordinate Lattice. I remembered Lattice as he said that. Yeah, so he is an angel. I turned to look at the bat who was sleeping close to me. Actually, Pharaoh began to come closer to me but stopped suddenly. Just then the bat flew up and went for Pharaoh. Eee! Oh no! I gasped in surprise and Pharaoh turned away. This is what Lattice was talking about. Pharaoh shot a sharp look at the bat and held up his hand. What are you gonna do? Pharaoh heard the uneasiness in my voice and hesitantly lowered his hand. I will return. He said this, then disappeared. Ee! I held my hand out to the agitated bat. Come here, it's okay, he's gone. The bat came back to my side. Maybe he thought I was gonna be attacked, or he thought it was a friend of the angel from yesterday. Thank you for trying to help me. When I said this, ee! He squeaked and looked at me sweetly. Why on earth? Pharaoh flew by, his expression distorted. Reiner came up to him. Hey, Pharaoh. What's up? Why the grim face? You went and saw that cute girl, didn't you? Pharaoh stopped and turned to look at Reiner. Yes, because I heard that Raug had personally taken charge of Kayla. Raug? Really? But I think it's going to be difficult to get close to her. Is it that barrier? But it appears to be getting weaker. Pharaoh's eyes grew wide when Reiner said this. You know about it. Of course I do. It only makes sense he would take measures to make sure we don't interfere. Okay, so he put some kind of barrier around us. I wonder if that has to do with the bat. But putting up a weak barrier like that, Raug's losing his touch for sure. Yeah, I feel it too. But it could possibly be her powers as well. That's true. But if the barrier was weakened, then why did you come back? There was a bat. A bat? Reiner muttered and then smiled. Oh, that's right. I don't think we can get rid of that so easily. I had gone back to the museum to look at my brother's paintings. These pictures of angels and demons. I wonder if my brother was in the same situation. As I was thinking this, so we meet again. I turned towards the familiar voice and the same man from the other day stood smiling. Oh, hello. Do you like that picture? I do. I hesitated a moment, then turned to look at the man. Actually, this picture was made by my brother. The man looked puzzled at me for a moment, then smiled gently. Really? The man glanced at the painting, then looked at me as if searching for something. What is it? Finally, he smiled. I like this picture too. If you'd like, why don't we go to a nearby cafe and chat? He rested a hand on my shoulder as he said this. Wonder if he's interested in my brother. Is he trying to hit on me? I feel like he's kind of trying to hit on me, but maybe we should not look at it like that. I wonder if he's interested in my brother. I turned and looked at him as I thought this. How do you know about my brother's work? We can talk here, but I think we'll be in people's way, so why don't we go elsewhere? His gentle smile made me relax. You're right, let's go then.
If you want, we can look a bit more before we go.
He's so kind. Thank you, but it's okay. I come to look at his work all the time. Then he replied,
All right then, let's go.
He breathed a sigh of relief.
Well then, shall we go?
Okay. We walked together to a nearby cafe. Meanwhile, back in the underworld, Raug frowned at the news he received from another demon.
What? Pharaoh? Yes, that's odd, even though
Just then another demon appeared.
Raug, we have more trouble. What is it this time? Where are Edel and Diaval?
As he said this, the demon Edel came running.
You called? Yes, isn't Diaval here? No, he left for a moment. It looks like we're having some trouble again with the Reapers. What, again? I want you and Diaval to go resolve it. Understood.
The demon who waited nearby spoke timidly to Raug.
Sir, what should I do? I want you to continue what you were doing, and if anything comes up, just report it to me immediately. Yes, sir.
Once again, Raug took a deep breath.
What a mess. At this rate, I'd better go to the human world now. What on earth is happening there?
What on earth is happening on Earth? We were drinking tea and relaxing at a nearby cafe. Oh, I like this little cafe.
But I wonder why he chose angels and demons.
He smiled kindly at me. I do wonder why. I puzzled over this in my head. Maybe he went through the same thing as me, but of course, I can't say that. I made a vague reply and took a drink of tea when he said quietly,
They say angels and demons often exist within people's hearts. Perhaps that's it?
His friendly smile drew me in and I smiled back at him. That could be it.
But if there are angels and demons, there must be Reapers too then, right?
Reapers? I was puzzled by the unexpected conversation. A few hours before.
Ruvel, there you are.
Ruvel let out an exasperated sigh as he realized it was Reiner.
What? How typical. Is that any way to act towards your boss? Whatever. Anyways, what's the task?
Reiner simply shrugged his shoulders.
I do need you to help me a bit with something. What?
Well, Ruvel listened to Reiner and let out a small sigh.
Why me?
Reiner smiled at Ruvel, whose expression remained cold.
Of course, so that we can get her soul.
Ruvel appeared to be thinking things over.
It doesn't have to be me, though.
He said this and disappeared.
Meh, as I thought.
He looked around for a moment, then smiled deviously.
Well, I'll just think of something else.
He was nicer and more interesting than I had expected, I thought as I left the cafe and headed home.
Kayla?
I turned around upon hearing my name. There stood a quiet young man. Oh, Ruvel! Flashbacks.
It looks like you get along well with that guy.
That guy? I thought about what went on at the cafe. And you are? As I said this, the young man slowly came closer to me.
My name is Revel. You have a really rare soul indeed.
My soul? I took a step back in fear. Just then the bat appeared and attacked the young man. The young man ducked for cover.
You're friends with this thing too.
And with that, he disappeared. Friends with this thing too? What's that supposed to mean? As I puzzled over this, the bat landed on my shoulder. I looked at the bat's sweet face and sighed in relief. Were you protecting me from him? Thank you. He was interested in my soul, wasn't he? Maybe it's as Raug said, he was after my soul. I struggled to breathe as I spoke to the bat. Let's hurry home. I was overcome with unease as I walked, so I started to think about my pleasant time at the cafe. It was a lot of fun. I wonder if I can meet him again. What is this, like Reiner's route suddenly? I just don't understand. I have no idea what choice would be best. I guess I'll just say it was a lot of fun, because we don't want to meet him again, we want to meet Raug. It was a lot of fun. I could really relax talking to him.
But you know, it's a lot of work doing paintings.
He smiled at me as he said this. Yeah, it is.
It would be nice if I had that kind of talent.
A smile spread across my face. Me too. I started doing some sketches, but it's so hard. His eyes lit up as I said this.
Really? Wow, so you can draw.
I wouldn't say that, just some little sketches.
What are you drawing?
Nothing special, really.
Oh, I see.
He smiled again.
Anyway, I'm rather interested in why your brother painted those angels and demons. Had he done any other pictures such as that before?
I thought about my brother's paintings again. No, that was probably his first and last.
I see. Well, I'm sure there's probably some sort of meaning behind that.
He gave me a kind and concerned look, and I nodded. Thank you. I'm sure that there is. The bat squeak brought me back from my trance. Sorry. Let's go home now. I'll sketch a little more when I get back. The bat and I arrived at home.
You're sure late.
For some reason, Diaval was there waiting for me. What? The bat, resting on my shoulder, suddenly flew away. Huh? What happened? Diaval watched the bat fly off and clicked his tongue disapprovingly.
What a thing to do.
I stood there confused and spoke to Diaval. Something...
Oh, what is Raug telling you?
Raug's face came to mind. That person.
Yes.
He said to go with him to the underworld. Diaval finally spoke after the silence that followed.
Is that it?
I was frozen by his intense stare. Yes. His expression softened a bit.
That's good.
He slowly came closer to me. I had no time to run before he wrapped his arms around me. I could feel his warm breath on my ear.
I'm his partner, so you don't need to worry.
What are you saying? I tried to push him away, but...
It's fine. You're flirting with Raug too, aren't you?
A grin spread across his face. I'm doing no such thing. I tried desperately to get away, but Diaval just held me tighter.
It's pointless to struggle like that.
He seemed to be enjoying himself. No, let me go! I cried out desperately.
What are you doing?
A familiar voice called out. I turned to look and saw Raug standing there.
Did you forget what I told you?
Diaval panicked, seeing Raug's scowling face, and let me go.
It's not what you think.
Raug looked at Diaval, pulling out a spear and swung it towards him. Diaval was thrown back against the wall.
Honestly.
Diaval collapsed to the floor, and Raug looked down at him coldly. I stood tense, watching the two of them when Raug turned to me.
Did you finish your drawing?
Oh, his eyes seemed to pierce through me, and I felt my pulse quicken. No, I fumbled for words, and Raug stared sternly at me.
If you're just gonna fool around with other guys, I'll take you away now.
With other guys? Then I thought about the man I'd met at the museum. Does he mean him too? Were you spying on me? I said that without thinking, and Raug's expression hardened.
Bullseye.
In the silence that followed, Diaval stood up and interjected.
Raug, why are you so intent on taking her soul? Is it about that rumor that she was reborn?
The sharp glare returned to Raug's face.
Don't speak such nonsense.
I was confused by their conversation. What does he mean, reborn? Me? What are they talking about?
But...
Diaval spoke nervously to Raug.
The Reapers are on the move. In that case, it would be best to take her now. I can help.
He started to come closer to me as he said this. Now? Does he mean to the underworld? I was overcome with fear.
You need to leave.
Huh? Both Diaval and I were puzzled by Raug's words.
But why, Raug? I don't need your help. Don't you have orders from the Demon King?
Diaval looked off-put and chewed on his lip. Raug sighed at Diaval's behavior, then looked back at me. He came closer to me and gently touched my face. Huh?
It's not just angels and reapers you have to watch out for. It's other demons, too.
I felt shocked, and he kept staring at me.
But why? Is your soul really that powerful?
His face so close to mine made my heart flutter. But why? It was something I didn't know myself. Okay, guys, that's it for Raug Chapter 4. Seems like something's definitely fishy going on with Reiner, and I'm not quite sure what he's plotting, but hopefully we'll figure a little bit more out next chapter, and I will talk to you guys then. Bye!